Stakeholders gathered in urgency at the 2024 National Summit on Mass Atrocities to urge for government intervention to protect lives and restore peace as the nation is torn apart by violence and bloodshed. Abiodun Baiyewu, the Executive Director of Global Rights, delivered a poignant message at the 2024 National Summit on Mass Atrocities, where she called on the federal government to act deliberately to safeguard the farmers, women and communities from the onslaught of banditry and sexual violence.
This conference is asking government to take a human security approach rather than just state security, and also helps to prevent or reduce the incidences that result in the type of atrocious killings that we're talking about. We're advocating that we reduce the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. Currently, Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world. More than 20 million children are out of school in Nigeria. When you think about the future of those children that lack skills, that lack the environment to pick up the requisite skills that they need, that then the proclivity to violence increases, also the proclivity to insurgency. We're also asking that government looks into food insecurity. And as you know, that has been the core message of the End Bad Governance campaign, that protests have gone on in our streets in Nigeria. If government will protect farmers, will protect farmlands, will protect communities, and also protect women from sexual violence, ensure that we also protect mineral-rich communities, because they're also being run over by bandits, apart from what's going on in the South, then we'll move closer to ending impunity.
Deborah Oluyemisi Collins, immediate past president of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Oyo State, emphasized the need for judges to uphold the law and protect women from gender-based violence, particularly rape.
Some of our judges, you find them, instead of the ultimate punishment that the law had prescribed for sexual violence, most especially rape now, in section 357, and the punishment in 358 of the criminal code, instead of the fact that the law specify the offender shall be sentenced to life imprisonment. So you see some of our judges, doing their own bidding. You find them, instead of strictly abiding by that word shall, which must strictly be adhered to, they do, of course, something like they may or can. So you find them, instead of sentencing the person to life imprisonment, they do their own bidding by sentencing to 4 years imprisonment. It could be one of the enabler of continuity of sexual violence in our community.
Meanwhile, Maxwell Agbudeme Kadri, senior legal officer at the Open Society Foundation, urged the federal government to hear the summit's outcomes and proffer solutions to end the carnage.
All the lives that are lost pretty much annually, and rather than allowing us to be numb to these developments or just have them as numbers, the idea is to have a day that is focused on attending to these issues and also ensuring that these valuable lives of Nigerians that get lost incessantly arising from the security challenges and other related excesses of the security agencies are discussed by Nigerians, for Nigerians, with demands being made to the government on what needs to happen going forward. The takeoff point would be if the current administration can actually begin to respond to all the recommendations that has come from previous National Days of Mourning and the ongoing National Day of Mourning, in terms of at least giving life to them and trying to implement them. That is where I think we will start from.
Global Rights painted a grim picture. The abducted and dead are not the only casualties of Nigeria's endemic insecurity. An estimated 3.4 million internally displaced persons, IDPs, weaponized sexual assaults, lack of education, food insecurity, and mineral-linked insecurity have become the norm of the government, as the government is faced with a puzzle to solve a call to rise to the challenge. The theme of this year's National Summit on Mass Atrocities was a standing responsibility to protect.